Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Putri Sabiha binti Putri Alam. Today, I would like to propose an act of parliament which has been drafted together with my groupmates. And the act is a criminal code Act 379. There are 32 sections in total, which divided by a few chapters. First chapter is about the preliminary. Second chapter is general exceptions, followed by punishments, and then bodily injury. Next is social offences, and lastly is the theft robbery. I will explaining and focusing on section 19, 20 and 21 in chapter 4. First of all, move to 19, whereby these sections mentions about culpable homicide. So this section represent Western jurisprudence, whereby it abstract the idea from sociological school of thought, and the reason why such section is included is because the society always misinterpretations between culpable homicide and murder, whereby actually the difference between the two is the degree of intentions of the offender. So if the person is killed in the cold blood or with planning, then it's a murder because the intention to kill is high in degree and not of in sudden rage or provocations. On the other hand, if the victim is killed without pre-planning, a sudden fight, provocations or instigations, then such that is called culpable homicide. Hence, whether the act done is culpable homicide or murder, it is actually questions of facts. So the sanction behind the law is not the force of the state, but the awareness on the part of the individual. The punishment of life imprisonment is to educate the individuals on his actions, because capital punishment will not be the only solutions for the society. Moving on to the next section, section 20 of criminal code, which is mentions stipulated about felony murder. The felony murder rules is actually about a rule that allows a defendant to be charged with first degree murder for a killing that occurred during a dangerous felony, even if the defendant is not the killer. And why we should insert these sections in this act? Because there is a need in the society to be aware of every of his consequence. By applying these sections, it raises awareness for the society to not be associated with any crime or even worse in murder case. These sections apply also in Islamic jurisprudence as the law. These sections apply Islamic jurisprudence because the law in Islamic teaching is to be fair to all people. An eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. That's a very common statements in Islamic jurisprudence, whereby the person involved in the crime should be responsible for his criminal act, even though he himself is not the one who killed, but he still involved himself in assisting the crime. The objective of Sharia law is to protect life, to secure life. Thereby, the sections impose punishment of life imprisonment or pay compensations to the heir. In Islamic law, punishment is to educate the society and not to punish them severely. Last but not least, section 21 of criminal codes, murder. Murder is a serious offense, but in Islamic jurisprudence, there is also a need for the court to take into considerations if the person is truly repented by his actions and if the offender is forgiven by the victim's family. So basically, these sections is a combination Western and Islamic jurisprudence, whereby there is an infuse of between these two jurisprudence. And in Islamic law, Islamic law is very flexible as the objective is to protect life. Therefore, someone should be given a chance, but at the same time, the law is still ineffective in curbing the criminal acts. To be specified, this section implies the natural law in Western jurisprudence and also Islamic jurisprudence, as in Western natural law, it says that human beings possesses intrinsic values that governs our reasoning and behavior. Whereby in Islamic jurisprudence, supremacy cannot be assigned to man-made constitutions or parliaments, and it is a pursuant to Surah Yusuf quotation 14 to be applied in these sections. An offender who commit murder is implied by his intention to kill someone, and this action solely by his natural behavior to kill someone. Further, the punishment by the act is as one of the way to prevent, but it's not an absolute law, as the supremacy is lie on the Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. So basically, the application between the enforcement, the combinations of Western and Islamic. The Western is applied in the crime itself. Meanwhile, the Islamic jurisprudence is applied in the punishments of these sections. So that's all from me. Thank you.